Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your December 2019 mid-month general reading. So we're looking at the last half of December 2019. We're almost into a new year. And this reading is for the fire sign of Sagittarius for the last half of December. That's Sagittarius sun, moon, rising, if your Venus is in Sagittarius, or if you are I always have a hard time saying this, cross-watching, if you're cross-watching for a Sagittarian as well. But as many of you know, general readings always resonate a little differently for everyone because there's so many of you watching. So watch all your other signs if you know them, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, because that can provide additional clarification for you. So welcome everyone, welcome to any newcomers that might be here for the first time, welcome back to everyone else. Thank you so much for all those of you who follow this channel, like, share, subscribe, support, feedback, and comments. They are always welcome and appreciated. Thank you so much. And if any of you are interested in reaching out for a personal one-on-one reading, just click on the description link below for more info and contact details. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I do offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, love and romance, career, work and finance, general health and well-being, spirituality, channeled messages, etc. I do relationship compatibility readings and 6 and 12 month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in your life over the next 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look. They are particularly popular this time of the year, even though people order them at any time of the year. I always get a lot of requests for them towards the end of the year because we are transitioning out of one year and looking forward to the next. So something to keep in mind as the new year approaches. And also this is the biggest gift giving season of the year. So you may want to keep in mind perhaps the gift of a personal reading to friends, family, or loved ones. There's nothing more personal than a personal reading. All right, let's move right into this reading. Sagittarius, let's see what the last half of December 2019 has in store for you. Okay, Sagittarius, we begin with the Lovers, followed by the Six of Swords. We have the Knight of Wands, followed by the Empress. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy, focus, and guidance for the last half of December is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is in a way about walking in faith because she does. She is so in touch and in tune with her own, she's very spiritual, the most spiritual female in the tarot deck, I believe. She is somebody who, as a person, if you were to describe her as a person, she is, or he, is probably quite quiet. They watch and pay attention to everything, but only speak up when they feel they have something important to contribute. They're very intuitive. They're in touch with their own intuition, gut instinct, higher self, some people call it. Your intuition is your conduit to the divine, God, Spirit, your angels and guides, and it's through that that we usually get messages through repeating dreams or coincidental things that happen which aren't really coincidental. It can be about paying attention to your dreams during this time period, particularly dreams which are repeating or have a recurring theme. Any messages which seem random to come out of nowhere but hold impact for you. And allowing that to lead and guide you. So pretty much walking in spirituality and faith and paying attention to what your intuition tells you during this time. It looks like for many of you, I've gotten a lot of the readings just over the last month are very relationship focused, which can sometimes happen during the holiday season as the holiday season usually brings into sharp focus people coming together, relationships, emotions coming up again. We have the Lovers clarified by the Six of Swords. So the Lovers represents someone you may be in relationship with, which you perhaps a soulmate, karmic, companion, karmic spirit, someone that you feel that karmic connection with and very passionate about too, because there's no lack of heat in this relationship. This card is also about making a significant and important choice that might be about a primary relationship or a decision that will affect your primary relationship. In the early tarot decks, this was not called the Lovers, this was called the Choice, and it showed a man standing in front of two women or vice versa. The implication being that a decision had to be made that was going to significantly affect that relationship for everyone involved. So it can be about needing to make a pretty significant and important choice as well. Clarifying it is the Six of Swords, which is a card about healing, peace, restoration, moving from a very difficult time. If you could see the water behind the boat, it would be very choppy and turbulent and wavy. But as you can see, this person is moving into waters which are more calm, peaceful, placid, serene. So it's a card that represents healing and slowly, bit by bit, moving into a better place. You're not quite to the shore and on solid ground yet, but you're definitely moving towards that. So it looks like a decision needs to be made for some of you, or you have made a decision, perhaps about a relationship that's going to promote or bring about some healing. Now, for some of you, because you feel you're following some kind of intuition or instinct about it. Now, for some of you, this may mean breaking away from a relationship or situation, or creating, in order to promote self-healing. Or it could be that for some of you there is an opportunity for healing about a situation, about a relationship. It looks like there is a decision or choice that needs to be made to bring about healing that I feel for many of you is about a significant relationship in your life, whether it's love and romance based or otherwise. Now we have the Knight of Wands and the Empress. This is very fast-moving energy. Knights usually represent offers, opportunities for change. Knights are usually known for rushing in quite quickly, delivering what they have to deliver, completing a mission and quest, and then rushing out again. And out of all four of the Knights, the Knight of Wands is the fastest because he's governed by the element of fire, which rules the suit of Wands, which is all about fire, passion, creativity, etc. Very fast-moving, aggressive energy. And the Empress is a card about fertility, about new beginnings, also about self-nurturing and care. It's usually, when the Empress comes up, it's a green light for beginning new things because it represents fertility. And while for some of you this might mean literal fertility in terms of conception or pregnancy, maybe there's a decision that needs to be made within your relationship or the two of you together about conceiving. Perhaps there's been some difficulty with that, and perhaps you're considering making a decision to explore, like IVF or other avenues for getting pregnant. It could mean literal fertility for some of you. For others, what does fertility really mean? It means that the time is right, the season is right, the soil is right for planting seeds. You're not going to see anything happen right away with those seeds, but it means that the season is right to actually start something new, to plant those seeds so that you can nurture them and take care of them so that they can grow into something beautiful. And the Empress is also about self-nurturing, self-love, self-care, a bit of self-indulgence, doing things that make you feel good, which affect your whole body, even if they're like physical things like, getting your hair, your nails done, or massage or whatever. And it's interesting that the Six of Swords is next to the Empress too, which can represent that peace and healing and restoration is also going to come from, during this time, at least taking, better care of yourself or indulging in some things that are just for you, whatever it is that makes you feel good, and kind of rushing right into that as well. It looks like many of you towards the end of this year are going to be kind of like the Knight of Wands, rushing in quite quickly to, plant the seeds to have some new beginning in a way. And many of you, it's likely about a relationship or something that's going to significantly affect your primary relationship. Let's pull a clarifying card for this Six of Swords. What is this healing from? Because the Six of Swords implies that there's something difficult or challenging that went before it. Oh, the Tower. Yes, the Tower represents a big event, something that has broken down or has been shaken right down to its core. Sometimes it can represent the ending or breaking down of something that you thought was solid, stable, and reliable in a very unexpected way. And sometimes it's because it needed to be taken down, broken down, because something new needs to be rebuilt instead, or an already established situation or relationship needs to be transformed into something else. So it looks like in terms of what you're moving away from, there was some major event that happened here, perhaps in or around or about a primary significant relationship. And the card that would be right behind it is the Two of Cups, which is the other soulmate or best friend, kindred spirit energy too. So Sagittarius, it looks like Spirit doesn't often lead us from one relationship directly into another. Sometimes it does happen that way, but for those of you for whom this is a relationship reading, this is reading that something very difficult or challenging has occurred or happened between the two of you, whether it's about your relationship itself or something else which has seriously impacted your relationship. It looks like you are receiving, or will be during this time, spiritual guidance or intuition or messages that you need to pay attention to in order to make the best decision possible to promote healing in this situation, which it looks like many of you will be doing quite aggressively, assertively, and quickly by the end of this year. I feel like for many of you, not all of you, but for many of you, if this is about a love romance relationship or a very, very close sort of karmic friendship, there is opportunity for healing here in terms of reconciliation and resolution between the two of you. Because it looks like you end the year quite beautifully and quite well. I mean, for some of you, sometimes the Lovers can represent needing to make a choice in a three-party situation. You might be leaving one person for someone else, but I don't feel like that's the case for many of you, although it might be for some of you. All right, Sagittarius, that is your reading for the last half of December. I hope that it brought some insight or validation for you. Again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, just click on the description link below for more information, contact details. Feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I can usually respond to your initial inquiry within the first 24 hours with more information. And scheduling is done in a pretty timely fashion too. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week, sometimes more. It's all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at working with everyone's schedules to get readings out to you as quickly as possible. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the January 2020 general readings. In the meantime, I hope everyone has a blessed and wonderful holiday season, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.